Did you get a chance to ride the Red Car Trolley before it shut down operations on February 9th? Well, I am here to celebrate and remember the Red Car Trolley because it was a very big staple in Disney's California Adventures timeline, in its history, and it was such an iconic ride. I want to say mini ride or relaxation time. The minute you walk in, you see this huge red trolley car that you are able to board, and you get fun facts from a cast member. You get also some fun jokes, and even sometimes Mickey and Minnie will make a ride or trip as your drivers. It was always a very iconic viewing to, even if you weren't in the ride, watch it ride down Hollywood Boulevard was such a very peaceful and like little magical things that happen in California Adventure. When I heard the news that Marvel's Adventures Campus was expanding, immediately in the back of my mind I was like, this is going to be the end for the Carleys. This is going to be the end for the Red Car Trolleys, unfortunately. And the reason being is just storage space. If you are not familiar with how it is stored, or if you haven't been to California Adventures in a while, that is where they store the Red Car Trolleys, in the car bay. It is literally right behind the Adventures Campus building, and that's where they store it. They charge their batteries, and they have their track that ends right there. And you've been able to see it if you walk by Avengers Campus. There's a trolley tracks ending inside Avengers Campus. When Disney announced Avengers Campus was expanding with 2 more rides, I was just waiting for them to announce the closure of the trolleys. I feel like we all experienced a small sadness when they announced their closure date. So I'm just going to give you a brief history, fun facts about why they came to be, how they were first created. Did you know that they were not originally part of the park when they first opened in 2001? There was no red car trolleys when California Adventure first opened. It was added on later when they did a reimagining of what California Adventure should be more along the path with. And I think that was one of better ideas that they had, along with reimagining what is now Buena Vista Street. The only thing I am still really sad to see go was the big California letters, but besides that, I think the other ideas were very much needed to make it more of a Disney California theme park rather than a California theme park with Disney elements. Like I said, the Red Car Trolley was first introduced in 2012, part of the reimagining for what California Adventure should be for the people. Instead of a low-key, relaxed half-a-day park, they wanted it to be more magical, kind of when you walk into Main Street for Disneyland. So the track would start right at the entrance at Buena Vista Street. It would take you and stop to Carthay Circle. Then you would go, there was another stop at Hollywood Boulevard right in front of the animation building. And essentially it would take you, like now it would stop at Sunset Boulevard right in front of the Hyperion Theater. But the other stop that it would do before the creation of the Marvel's Avengers Campus, which the last stop was in front of the Tower of Terror / Guardians of the Galaxy ride. But because they needed to expand and needed to create Avengers Campus, that stop was discontinued. So the last stop you guys had was the Hyperion Theater one before you would just take it around as a loop, which I think it had so much potential. I was like, it had so much potential to be such a bigger aspect of the park. I wish it would have the track would have gone all around the park, because at the time, if you don't remember, before there was Pixar Pier, before there was San Francisco, it was more of a California park. So it would make sense if it would go through San Francisco, and maybe possibly to the beginnings of Pixar Pier, what is now Pixar Pier. It had a lot of potential, but unfortunately, it also is very costly to make tracks. It's very costly to make tracks. It's also very costly to keep up 2 trolley carts, let alone the whole car bay situation. Fun fact, the Red Car Trolleys were battery operated. The cable line was actually not an actual electricity line. They just added that to give it the aesthetic and make it look more like a cable car, but it was actually a battery operated car, which very innovative for it being a 2012 creation. So the 2 cars were cart 717 and car 623. So what does that mean? 717 was distinguished by its orange wings. It looked, I think when I think back, I think I rode that car more often than not. And they were interchangeable, like they were on interchangeable lines. Trolley cars were designed and inspired by the Pacific Electric Hollywood classic cars that were built in the 1920s. So that is their obvious connection to California. Now comes the connection to Walt Disney and its history. They numbered these cars based on little fun tidbits from Walt's life. So car 717 actually means Disneyland's birthday, which was July 17th when it first opened. Car 623, the 23 is the year that Walt Disney arrived in California. The 623 car is a more classic looking car. I like to say that it reminds me more of the San Francisco carts that I've ridden. They're very classic, very timeless, and it made sense at the time because before we had San Francisco, there was the San Francisco Pier. Unfortunately, again, the trolley cars did not reach that area even before Adventures Campus, but to see the tie-in from that part of the park to the front and the Hollywood Boulevard area was a great touch. And now as I come to a close on this video, I just want to say that I will miss the Red Car Trolleys. They were a staple of my youth. It was one of the things that I always had to do while I was at California Adventure. And unfortunately, we don't know if they're going to bring them back. Maybe in the future, maybe they just bring it for photo ops. Who knows? I was just happy to celebrate and learn more about the Red Car Trolleys, their inspiration, and just celebrate them one more time. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I talk about all things Disney. I go to Disneyland, and this is going to be one of many videos that I do deep dives and just relearn and relive all of this information that makes my love for Disney so much bigger. Again, I'm sad to see the Red Car Trolleys go at Disney's California Adventure. Am I excited for the expansion? I'm always excited. I'm just sad to see a really iconic piece of California's timeless adventure park finally be decommissioned. But I'm excited. I will always be excited. The only path that we have is forward, and I hope we get to see them again in the future. So don't forget to like and subscribe. I like to talk about all things Disneyland. I like to talk about all things Disney parks. So until next time.